Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Bridget. Hey, everyone. Good to see
You're in the middle of a loud rainstorm, it sounds like.
Yeah, apologies for that. So, built a lovely home office and had architects said it would be lovely to put this big glass roof on, big lantern. What they didn't tell me is when it rains in England, it sounds like you're in a greenhouse. So, if you hear a bit of background noise, it's because of that.
That's all right. That's good. Well, we're happy to have so many of you joining us today. Thank you. We'll give everybody just another minute here to join. Quick little housekeeping items here. You'll see that we have a question and answer tab at the bottom of your screen. If you have questions throughout today's conversation, drop it in. We'll jump in the middle of the conversation and answer those questions, or we'll save them for the end. Either way. And same with the chat. If you've got comments, throw those in the chat, and you can get some action started on the side. So I think we can get started. I'm Bridget Lang. I'm the VP of Marketing here at Pitcher, and I'm joined today by Tom Stone, our Director of Sales. And we're going to be talking about, this is part of our Sales Enablement 2.0 series, delivering personalized customer content that helps reps close. We all know the value of content in the sales cycle. We're going to take a look at why it's so important, and then how sales enablement technology is really helping bring that personalized content closer to the rep, closer to the customer, and the impact it has on deals. So let's first start off today's conversation by just looking at what a powerful lever content is in the sales cycle. This data is pulled from HubSpot's 2024 State of the Sales Report. These first 2 points are really interesting. Number one, 52% of sales professionals use enablement content. 79% of them say it is important in making a sale. And number two, the sales professionals who use that content are 58% more likely to perform over their goal. Why is content so important? Well, as I thought about this, I came up with a few things. Number one, content builds credibility early in the cycle. So we all know now buyers are doing the vast majority of their homework well before they ever reach out to the company they're interested in engaging with. So that content is the breadcrumbs that bring them to that trail. And we also know that content can accelerate deal progression, right? So stage specific content, whether that's top of funnel content, bottom of funnel content, or industry specific content, can help move deals forward. The right asset or the right piece of content at the right time can have a strong impact in that deal velocity. We also know that content can fuel sales analytics, AI insights. Platforms like Pitcher, like HubSpot, like Salesforce, they all capture those engagement signals, and they can tell where you're at in the progression of that deal. So content's really important. But then this third point is also kind of incredible to me, that we still have this misalignment between sales and marketing. According to this HubSpot report, only 30% of sales marketing alignment is strong in people's organizations. And we know how critical that alignment is. We work on it every day here at Pitcher. Shared content strategy just is so powerful for your go-to-market team. So marketing generates content that sales teams will actually use. Sales teams are motivated to bring back the feedback that they hear to make sure that that content is really moving the needle for the organization. So content is so critically important in the sales cycle. And then we hear a ton of cross-team challenges between sales and marketing. And Tom, walk us through what some of those challenges are that you hear a lot on the sales side.
Yes, I think one thing that comes from being in the sales enablement space for well over a decade is you learn a lot. And the challenges that organizations have with their sales reps, there are three common themes that always arise. It doesn't matter whether we're speaking to a consumer goods customer, a manufacturing, a med tech, a financial services, it's always the same. It's around content overload. So reps are struggling to navigate content in the field. If you're not using sales enablement, then finding the right content quickly and efficiently is always a struggle. It's then time intensive. So you can lose a huge amount of time building custom presentations that include the correct content and the correct products that are going to be of interest to that specific customer. And sales enablement can start to address that pain. And then the final one, and this is probably the biggest one of all, and I know, Bridget, from a marketing standpoint, you can definitely connect with this. There's a battle between executing quickly and waiting for the updated compliant content to come from marketing. And it is not uncommon for us to hear that organizations know reps are actually localizing content onto their personal devices and then changing it to put them in the best position with the client they're going to see. So that is something which, from a marketing point of view, Bridget, I know you can probably connect. But they're the three sales, but maybe marketing, Bridget, I know there's some ones that you can certainly share.
For sure. On that content and compliance side, the marketing side, we hear a lot of challenges around brand protection, making sure that the materials used are meeting brand standards, that reps aren't creating stuff on their own, that the marketing team is making sure that brand standards are followed. In the regulated industries, it's really important that compliance guardrails are in place. And so we need to make sure that all content has been approved for compliance and regulatory guidelines. And then lastly, just making sure that the content that's out there is the most up to date. Every once in a while, you'll come across a piece of content that was plucked from the vault somewhere. We want to get rid of that and make sure that our sellers always have the most up to date, relevant access to content that the marketing team and the sales team have worked on together. So these are the cross-team challenges that sales enablement technology, as we move into this next generation, this 2.0 generation, really work together on. So Tom, tee up for us what Sales Enablement 2.0 is, and especially as it relates to content.
So I think when you're looking at Sales Enablement 2.0, there's three key things it can deliver. And this is what you should, as organizations, be demanding for your field force. You challenge your field force to go out and present your brand and fundamentally close deals. At the end of the year, leadership are held accountable to the increase in revenue. Now, Sales Enablement can help with that. It's around being able to prepare for calls in minutes. So when you are able to remove the admin side of a rep's reality, it is going to have positive impacts. It's going to allow them to be more efficient and prepare faster. Sales Enablement 2.0 allows for that prep to be done in moments. The next is redefining the buyer engagement. So we all work in hugely competitive spaces. We have competitors going in to try and steal that business from us. So what Sales Enablement 2.0 does is it changes the way that you enable your field colleagues to engage with your target customers. You move from a generic way of pitching to a personalized way of presenting the best fit products for them individually. And what is the effect of that? You close deals faster. When you remove admin burdens and you remove generic pitching, you're able to get to the goal quicker. You're able to go to a client and you're able to present what is important to them, what interests them, and what matters to them. And that has a result. It means people are going to get to that yes or no faster. So with Sales Enablement 2.0, you close deals quicker.
We're going to just share a little video here. And this just shows a little bit of the impact of technology on the ability to use content in real time.
When Mark prepares for a sales meeting, he begins by consulting with Pitcher and Pitcher's Intelligent Agent, or PIA. PIA helps Mark prepare by generating a customized pitch deck aimed at the needs of the store manager and promoting best fit products for the season. Mark begins his task by hitting New. He chooses the account and then hits Create Pitch Deck. So simple. Pitcher gives Mark options to further customize the pitch deck by allowing him to choose which brands to highlight. He filters what specific package types from each brand to include, as well as which channel and the time range. He selects which metrics will be represented in the pitch deck, like year-to-date volume and year-over-year growth rate. Mark hits Complete, and within seconds, a fully personalized pitch deck is generated, automatically aligned to data that will drive the store manager to act. The new deck opens as a dedicated interactive microsite containing the content, and the client can later review and share it with their team. Mark and the client can navigate through the microsite through normal tablet actions, like swiping and zooming. The pitch deck supplies Mark with metrics and data-driven insights to help him answer the client's questions and give accurate forecasts. PIA saves Mark time by bringing him the precise content he needs at the right moment. By selecting the most relevant metrics for each meeting, Mark can streamline the data and his approach. If Mark needs to pivot, PIA helps by redirecting him to new content that can meet his needs. PIA removes the hassle of the prep time and the confusion of too many options to help Mark focus on the client and to present insights that move the needle. Everyone wins. with Pitcher.
That video just highlights the next point that we're gonna talk about, which is that there's really kind of two main components to content. It's the management and the automation, and those are two components that sales enablement technology can really have an impact on. On the management front, there's the ability to build these AI assisted templates. I mean, gone are the days of the painstaking PowerPoint updates and the inability to tab things over and drop images in. These templates are just so user friendly. Admins create the templates, they're compliant, they're built with brand guardrails in place. And then you can manage those from there with little content snippets that are dynamically personalized to whoever you're meeting with. If you're meeting with a retail store, if you're meeting with a physician, if you're meeting with a manufacturing contact, all of that can be personalized with the content that's already built into the platform. And they can be updated as well. So retiring out old content, continually updating new content as it's available. And then you're also able to get those real-time analytics and on engagement, whatever the next steps may be, strategy and resources. All those real-time analytics are so important to the sellers to learn the real-time data that they're showing. So on the management side, this is where that impact was really felt. But Tom, talk us through on the automation side, what we see.
Yeah, so I think when you look at Sales Enablement 2.0 in action on the content automation piece, it's about being able to move your sellers to a reality where reps can generate personalized agendas and pitch decks in seconds. And you saw a video there. The video started to touch on how easy it is. In a minute, we're going to jump in and show you a different way that Pitcher works, because we're able to really transform the way that your field colleagues operate. It's around leveraging AI to assemble presentations based on customer data, interests, and also what is relevant to them. So it's moving away from just turning up with the top 5 performing products that your organization has to offer, to instead showing up with information on the top 5 products that are going to be of interest to you, Bridget, not just because they're our best-selling products. It's about then how do you share and share this information with the clients after the meeting. And this is something where Enablement 2.0 is able to help with this. We want to move away from sharing static content, sharing PDFs, and making it easier for the customer to engage. So with Enablement 2.0, you're able to share content via digital sales rooms. Makes it much more interactive, makes it much more intuitive, and it makes it easier for the client to engage with the brand. And then it's next best action recommendations. Let's face it, we have all been in situations where we are going to a meeting and we are thinking, well, what else could I show them? Now, leveraging Enablement 2.0 and leveraging AI, you're able to get that next best action. So it's the power of the perfect follow-up. It's the power of the best fit product. It's leveraging technology to bring all of that together in seconds. And that's something which you should challenge yourself to be able to give to your sales organization, because by bringing that to the table, you then change the way that your customers see your brand and how they engage with it.
Yeah, cool. That's great. So we're going to jump into a quick little walkthrough on how this can be generated real time inside the Pitcher platform. We're also then going to take a look at a case study of how we've seen this in action with one of our customers. So Tom, I'm going to turn it over to you to show us a little action.
So let me just share my screen, which hopefully everybody can see now. So
good.
One thing we wanted to do is, it's very easy to bring up a video and show you a pre-recorded video and something that our marketing team have built. But what we wanted to do is make this a bit more real. So you saw in the video one way that Pitcher works. It's very simple. You answer a few questions and you're presented with content. What we wanted to do now is bring up a real-time kind of overview and show you how impactful Pitcher can be in a different way. This is a slightly different way of using Pitcher. But again, what it's about is how do you bring impactful value to the seller in the field? And this is Pitcher. This is a medtech example. So we wanted to change it up a bit, keep it a bit fresh. But straight away, what you're seeing here is Pitcher. As the seller, I've logged in. And the first thing I'm greeted with is information on the most trending content that I can click into, I can go through and look at study designs, I can come in and I can look at patient profiles. You can see how interactive it is. As I scroll down, I'm greeted with my order history, some of the top performing customers this year. This is just a bit of a fun thing. If I'm leaving the house, am I bringing an umbrella? It's quite helpful to have that information there. And then this is where leadership is able to influence their sellers that work remotely in the field. This is a marketing video that has been created to help the sellers be better. It's the tip of the month. And then the idea is, as I keep working down, everything that I need to know is here. So what's changed since I last accessed Picture? It's all here. I can see there are 13 new product presentations for the customer, and there's 2 new marketing templates. So Picture's giving me a snapshot instantly. But now I want to go into a bit more detail on how I'm performing. So within Picture, you've got really intuitive real-time dashboards. This is what turns a B player into an A player, when you can start to see how you're performing against your peers. So I can come in, and what Picture's doing now is telling me about everything that's important to me. Where do I sit against the regional teams? How many sales have I closed this month? What are the top performing products? What orders have I placed? Have they been delivered? Are they being shipped? Are they pending? Everything is here. And again, it's at the click of a button. So I just wanted to quickly show you how this is a wonderful example of how technology can help inform the seller in the field. This is bringing everything I need to understand where I am, what's changed, what new products are coming to the forefront of my reality. Really simple. All I've done, if you notice, 2 clicks. But quickly, what I want to show you is how can we take that to the next level, and how does technology help me as a sales rep be better? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how Picture can help me prepare for a meeting. And I would track how many clicks I'm actually making, because the idea here is this is intuitive, it's easy. This is why Picture has such high adoption rates. So what I'm going to do is I've already pre-selected my customer, so we're going to see advanced diagnostic solutions. That's it. If I come into Picture and I click on prepare, what you're going to see is Picture is now leveraging an integration, in this example, with Pincer's CRM. So what I'm greeted with is an overview of the client. So advanced diagnostic solution centers. First of all, I've got an overview. Next, Picture is identifying the key decision makers for me. As I scroll down, it's giving me an insight into their objectives, their challenges. It's pulling all of this information together. If I keep scrolling, this is something that I personally love. It's giving me insight as to what has happened in the past. So what were the previous meetings we've had? When did they take place? What did we discuss? If I continue to scroll down, Pia, which is Picture's intelligent assistant, you would have seen reference there in that last video we just showed. But what Pia's done is it's smart enough to match the history with the client and pull up and surface content, product recommendations for me as the seller to review. And then as I continue to move down, here you've got key discussion points. So Picture is now helping me prepare for my upcoming meeting. In the space of 1 click and 20 seconds, I have caught myself on the history. Now I know the history, what is it and how am I going to use my time? And we want to solve that problem as well. So Picture doesn't just give you the history, it helps you prepare. So with my 2nd click, I'm going to challenge Picture to create an agenda for me. So Pia knows I have 1 hour with this client. What she's now doing, or he's now doing, is going in and creating the agenda. So I've got the history, and this is what I'm going to talk about. Real time, you've seen it work there. The next bit is, what do I show them? So this is great, and Bridget, I'll show this from a marketing standpoint, because I know there are people in marketing on the call. You have control over choosing what templates Picture uses when they're bringing everything together. So as a marketer, Bridget, you can work with your team to create predefined templates that Picture will then populate. So you have control over the branding, the compliance, everything looks the same, which is really important. For the purpose of today, we can either go ahead with the template we've got, or just to show you, we can click any of them. We'll change the template to really challenge picture. My third click on the preparation piece is going to be generate pitch deck. What Picture's going to do now is it's going to take that predefined template that marketing has created so that we're working all in the same way. And now Picture is going to populate that and bring this all together ready for me to present to the client in the field. So this is about identifying the right content, keeping everything on brand, and then bringing it together so that when I go and speak with the client, I'm talking to them specifically. It's personable. It's very clearly been made with them in mind. So if I come in now and I move this to presentation mode, first of all, you'll see the agendas in here. I can then jump into the products and I can see this product we have. I've got all of the information on the product. I can engage with the customer. If they say, this is great, everything I need to know is here. Actually, I do need to refill my order on this. I can fulfill that on the spot. If I keep working through, Picture is going to keep bringing in the right products and the right content specific to that person. So as I can see here, I can engage with it. It doesn't have to be static. It's designed to be exciting and dynamic. As we keep working through, what Picture has done is it's gone to multiple different products and pulled in the key information so that as a rep, I can then run my interaction. And then the final part, which I think is really important, is Picture will allow you to have really customized and personalized interactions. That is going to allow your clients to engage better with your brand. Now, that is going to put you in a position where you can realize that order and you can actually secure that revenue. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that reps in the field are able to fulfill that on the spot. Again, this is all about how do we make it easier for a client to do business with us. So just to show you how easy it is, you can come in, you can select the products, you can come in, you can say the quantities you want. If you want to give the customer a discount, it will allow you to do it. I can, as a sales rep, land a $3,500 deal there and then. I place my order, I move on, I can share this with the client so they'll get a nice digital sales room showing them what we spoke about. They have full access to the presentation, they have a full order overview. And as a rep, the bit that I think is fantastic is Picture will then leverage that integration with the CRM and it will do my admin for me. So it will go in and it will update what meeting did I have, who was it with, what products did I show, what orders were placed. And as a seller, I can then move on and use Pia again to prepare for my next meeting. So I wanted to just a quick overview.
That's great. We had a question just come in around, so this is a medtech example, maybe longer meeting times. The question is around this type of technology in CPG or where the time savings comes in. I'm called back to the webinar we did with Mondelez a couple months ago, where we talked about the type of time savings you can see from that type of automation. Do you want to just hit on that?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, you're very, very right there. The example I gave you was just medtech. They are traditionally longer meetings. When you look at it on a CPG front, I'll talk to Mondelez directly, actually, as you mentioned them, Bridget. So Mondelez have a huge field force using Picture every day. By leveraging Picture, what they were able to do, and on a time-saving basis, was reduce their preparation for every meeting from around 15 minutes to 30 seconds. Yeah. So we're in the CPG space is high turnover. You are going and seeing, arguably, in some cases, hundreds of customers every month. So you'll be having 15, 20 meetings in a day. With Picture, Mondelez reps are able to do two things very easily. Can identify the right customer, and then Picture will identify the right product, bring it all together, and will remove that prep time entirely. So that is measurable impact. 15 minutes to 30 seconds is crazy. And actually, Bridget, maybe we could share a link to that webinar with everyone that's attended today.
Yeah. Another question, follow up to that one. How easily can the materials be updated to be sent out? I mean, this is all done with just a matter of clicks.
Yeah. So there's there's two personas that I think we need to address in that question. There's the seller. From a seller's point of view, updating content, updating materials, super easy. You can go in, you have control over what information is pulled in. Pia will make recommendations for you in seconds. It's down to you to understand, is this product going to actually be of interest to you, Bridget? And if it is, I can include it. If it isn't, I take it out. I can also manually override it, and within minutes, very quickly search across hundreds of different products, hundreds of different pieces of content to find the exact bit I want. So from a seller's point of view, super easy. I think where it gets even more exciting from marketing is with Picture, you can come in and make changes to content literally within 20, 30 minutes, and you are then able to push that back to the entire field force. Mm-hmm. So there's no more having to use external agencies to update things. There's no more having to, once you've made an update, send it out and chase the reps to make sure, have you got the latest version of this product catalog? Because with Picture, you're in control as a marketing team. You make the update in Picture, and then it's automatically pushed to everyone. So
it can the follow-up question to that is on technology integration. What account information can be pulled through? Those are all seamless integrations as well.
Absolutely. So I think one of the unique things about Picture is we don't ask anybody to change the technology solutions they have behind the scenes. So when we come in and we speak with our customers, we want to understand what is it that you're already using to support your sales colleagues, because the idea of Picture is it's non-disruptive. Mm-hmm. We'll leverage integrations to pull impactful data into the hands of the reps in one single application. Perfect example is CRM. So CRMs hold all of the information on what's happened in the past, what is it that this customer is interested in. It's also a very admin-heavy system because you're reliant on those individuals going in and updating it. Picture solves two things. One, it makes it easier for the reps to access the information that's in there via an integration. They don't have to go into a Salesforce or a Viva or a Dynamics anymore. They can literally open it up in Picture. And two, from a leadership point of view, in terms of the quality of the data you're building on your customers, Picture takes away the necessity and the reliance that you have on your sales individuals, Thomas, to go in and update what I spoke about. What did I show? Because we automate that. So it's incredibly valuable on that front as well.
Great. So the business impact is clear also. I mean, what we're seeing is we have companies with 91% daily user adoption. The Sales Enablement 2.0 lens is mission critical to organizations. So it's not just a nice to have, it's actually a need to have. Reps live in this as their single source of truth where they spend their day. 91% adoption is that's a next gen sales enablement type metric. And then same on the productivity by rep, 25% increase or on a quote of $1 million, an additional 250,000 per sales rep average. It's just it's a higher velocity, faster to close, more impactful way. The personalized, better user engagement or better customer engagement type experience. And I think we'll jump to kind of the last point here, which is one of our customers we wanted to spotlight, Fujirebio. Tom, walk us through this example. This is a case study that's on our website, but thanks to Christian and team for letting us talk about this here today.
Yeah, so when you're looking at Fujirebio, they're the perfect example of an organization which has adopted and embraced sales enablement to their advantage. So we came in and like all new partnerships, we had an opportunity to replace a previous system that happened to be a competitor, and we did that. So we were able to offer more than one of our competitors was able to. And that's because we offered a fully customized mobile solution. So we offered something that the whole global teams can get behind. One of the key things we've deployed is a unified content management experience. So we leverage deep integrations with Salesforce and SharePoint to bring everything that the sellers at Fujirebio need into one single application. So what you've seen today is being practiced at Fujirebio. And the final part is we delivered an intuitive interface. So it's one thing bringing everything together, but if it's not if it's not used correctly, the reps aren't going to adopt it. So the picture not only brings everything together, but it does it in such a way that field sales colleagues, field reps, they trust it, they engage with it, and they use it. They see it as a business critical tool which they need every day. The customer results, so successful deployment, we've centralized that content, so we've enabled that utilization, that synergy, and we've improved field performance. So they've seen real and active impact from bringing in picture. And there's a really nice quote there from Christian that I know you always like to share, Bridget. So I don't know if you'd like to share that with everyone.
Yeah, with Picture, we ensure our field teams are always using the most recent and relevant resources when engaging with customers or catching up on often complex topics in between sales calls. Great testimonial to their impact there. I think just to sum it up here today, and again, if there are more questions, drop them in the Q&A. We'll get to them here in just a sec. How do you turn winning content into winning sales? Access, efficiency, and automation, that plays a huge role in sales success as it relates to content. So giving your reps the access, being able to pull it quickly, and automating the process ensures they're going to be using it right and using it often. Creating better synergy between marketing, sales, and compliance. The alignment there is so powerful to deliver a smooth buyer experience. And then finally, the benefits of Sales Enablement 2.0, the way that it gives reps content access, makes recommendations, all powered by AI. It just automates so much of that busy work, simplifies so much of their tasks, that allows them to move at a faster rate. So we really, that's really the impact of what this type of content personalization, AI powered can give. And we've reached the end here. I've got one last question that's been sent in. If there are any last minute ones, please drop them in. But how accurate is the AI in choosing the right content? How does it learn? Give us a little insight into that, Tom.
Yeah, so P is always learning, which is really important. One thing that is important here is companies are adopting AI still. They're still learning how do they bring AI into their ecosystem. So with Picture Peer we offer closed AI, so it's only going to pull on the information that exists within the organization, meaning it's not going to be influenced by external sources. So based on that, Peer is able to leverage the customer insight that comes from the CRM and take that information to match it to the best fit products. And that starts by clearly identifying, first and foremost, what were the previous products that this customer has used. The next part that Peer does is able to very quickly identify any complementing products that have come to the market or are available that sit alongside the products that customer is already using. If you look at in the veterinary space, or the pet food industry, it's very common for new versions of pet food to come out that address the coat of an animal, so help with the oils in fur. But at winter, when it comes to winter, they might need slightly different ingredients in that. It might be about putting weight on. Picture is able to identify that and will show that this is a product which has been used in the past, but this is one that is positioned for cats and dogs over the winter period. It has a bit of a higher calories in, it helps them keep warmer, that sort of thing. So it's very accurate, but it's always learning. But most importantly at the moment, it is not influenced by external sources. So you are only working with the information that you have in your organization.
That's great. Well, thanks. Always fun to do these. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will be emailing out a link to a recording of the webinar. We'll also have it posted on our website. So appreciate you all joining us today. We'll be back with another Sales Enablement 2.0 series soon. Good to see you all. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks.